Are we live? Yes, we're live. Welcome, guys, for the watch along to the Canadian Grand Prix. We've still got actually the Indy 500 still running as well. 11 laps to go on that. Looking pretty close. Pato Award or Rosenqvist if you are Indy 500. I know we're here to watch the Canadian Grand Prix, but just got a little small eye on that. But yeah, 9 minutes to go to the Canadian Grand Prix. A mixture of conditions, actually. It's part dry, part wet, this track at the moment. So we'll see how that one pans out. Yeah, who goes for what tyre, really, at the start. It does look like everybody will and should be potentially on the Inters, but no confirmation of who's picked what tyres yet. Hello, Kimmy, you back? Hope you enjoy the watch along. 7 minutes to go. Wet, dry. Interested to see what tyres they come up with. I don't know if my audio seems fine. But yeah, should be an interesting race. Lance Stroll is starting his home Grand Prix from the pit lane. Not sure exactly what his problem is actually with his car, but I know that he is watching it. Well, not watching it. He's on pit lane. He's probably watching the Indy 500. Oh, huge crash in the Indy 500. Zach Brown is there. 8 laps to go. Huge crash actually in the Indy 500. I don't know if you watch it, Kimmy, and you're watching along with this. I know we went to be watching F1, but we are 7 minutes away from F1. And we've got 8 laps to go on the Indy 500 if anyone's interested. I wasn't really ever a follower of that until about a few years ago, and just started to really enjoy it. We've had Fernando Alonso go and try that out, didn't he? Didn't go too well for him. But are we going to get more fireworks up at the front with the two Mercedes boys? We've got George Russell, Kimi Antonelli, wet weather. Are we going to see them two wipe each other out at the start? Who knows? It's going to be an interesting 70 laps. It might be a long 70 laps. I'm definitely expecting some safety cars in this race, 100%. If this goes without safety cars, I will do something. I don't know, but we're definitely getting a safety car in this race. We've had a safety car in every race so far this weekend. It's the first time we've got wet conditions, potentially, actually, because everybody went out on Inters to the lap to the grid, but then I know Max came in and said, yeah, let's stick on the dry tyres. Potentially a bit more drizzle and rain to come. So let's see how that works out. It should be interesting. Yeah, let's hope they don't ruin their own race. Well, at least not Kimmy's. George can ruin his own race for all I like. He can end up in the barrier. And then we could get, well, that could let the McLarens in if we see something. But interestingly enough, and I'm not sure how much to read into this, but Lando Norris said, I expect the Ferraris to be leading in these conditions in 2 or 3 laps, which is such a surprise because Charles Leclerc was saying, I couldn't get any tyres temperature into the tyres, and that was a big problem for them. And if it's going to be cold and wet, it's only going to be worse. But interestingly enough, Norris sort of saying, well, I've got Ferraris to be favourites, to be leading in these conditions. So were they sandbagging? I know the Ferraris are the only ones that have raced these or done these cars in wet conditions, and that was in testing and practice. So they've done some wet running when they've done some film days, have Ferrari. It's why they are one of the few to get an experience of these cars when it's wet. So we'll see what they can do. I mean, they get mega starts. Lewis Hamilton is the lead Ferrari in that regards. Then he's fifth. Could we see Lewis lead in the race? And that would be throw a spanner in the works. We've got the tires up. So we've got the front two on softs, the two Mercedes on softs, the two McLarens on inters, and then Hamilton, Verstappen, Hadjar, and Leclerc on softs. Lindblad and Colapinto on the mediums, Hulkenberg on inters, Lawson on mediums, Bortoletto on inters, Gasly on mediums, Sainz on inters, Behrman, Ocon, Albon, and Alonso on the softs. Perez, Bottas on the inters, and Stroll on the softs. So it looks like they're all confused if that tyre or that information is actually accurate. But it is what they normally come up with. That is a surprise. Who's got that one right then? The top two on softs and the two behind them on inters. Do McLaren know something that, everybody around them don't? Because they're the only two of the top 10 on inters, apparently. But you never see anything. When they get these tyre blankets off, it's a completely different story. Mediums are, they are a brave choice, especially if you're struggling to get the tyre temperature in. It's cold as well, apparently. So if it does rain, it's going to take an awful long time to dry. It might not dry. We might get one of them Istanbul, if you remember all them years ago, where it was drying, but it just took forever to get a drying track, and Hamilton won because he just stuck and stayed on the inters and just trusted his instinct and said, well, when I dropped it in China, when he should have won the championship as a rookie, that experience is what saw him through for the win in Istanbul. So could we get similar story here? Who knows? We do get good races. Still remember Jenson Button beating Sebastian Vettel on the very last lap, 2011. That was something special. So we do get good races here, and this is why it's one of my favourite circuits, the Canadian Grand Prix. A classic. It's one of them that just has to stay on the grid. On the grid? On the schedule. Calendar. But yeah, they are saying 2 inters for the 2 McLarens. That is interesting. Well, it's getting exciting already. We've not even turned a wheel yet. Intrigue. Which tyres would you be on? I'd probably want to be on what the other top 10 are on and not be in McLaren's shoes. Although a lap and a half in, I might be saying something completely different if the McLarens romp away with it. I remember it was a couple of years ago when the 2 McLarens were absolutely flying in the mixed conditions, weren't they? And then because they were so far ahead, they missed the pits when everyone else got in the pits and changed tyres, and sort of that domination that they had early on in the race disappeared. So it's not always the best thing, as McLaren found out, but you obviously want the best tyres. There's no doubt about that. We're getting the formation lap started. Starting tyres. Yeah, it is. Like I said, softs for the top 8 apart from Norris and Piastri. Then, yeah, mediums 9th and 10th. That is interesting. I'm not surprised the Audis went for the Inters if it's wet on the start finish. It looks dry, to be honest with you. They get poor start, so if they were on the wrong tyre, they'd be definitely last at the turn one. Asking about tyre choice. Oscar saying he was, apparently Oscar happy with the Inters when asked. I mean, apparently it's really wet, or it's wet towards the hairpin and then round. I mean, if you're teetering around there and you've got the right tyres out of that hairpin and you get the traction, you're going to be passing everybody, don't you, down into the chicane. But it's... will you be close enough at that point when it counts? %50 chance of rain to come during the race as well, they're talking. So that'll be an interesting one. What's happening with this? So George Russell coming through the chicane. Camera in the air looks a bit wet. Yes, it does. It feels like I'm flowing around a bit on the tyres already. That's a funny feeling to have, floating around. Is just not got the grip. That's an interesting one. We're looking pretty foolish pretty quickly. Can McLaren with... Has that blown it for them? Lewis Hamilton in net P3 already, and if he is going to be quick, he won't have to worry about the two McLarens. Stroll going into the pits. He's got Inters. He might just stop in his box and change tyres, to be fair. I wouldn't blame him at all. It'd make absolute sense for him to just box, switch tyres and go through. Can he do that? He looks like he is. Yeah, Lance Stroll is changing tyres. He was on the Inters. He's stopped. It definitely looks like it. I'm looking over the fence as if I can see over the fence and it's right in front of me. That was a bit weird of me to do that, but there we go. Lights are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Holding him for a little bit longer than normal. This is still holding red lights. Lights out now, and they've already moved. Lights are out. What's happened? Extra formation lap. Ooh, I bet you that was strange. Have we got a staller on the grid? It's not going in gear. A Lindblad. Oof. Panic already. It's not even started. Well, if a few of them just went, it looked like they were... It didn't look like they had the flashing light to say the lap was abandoned, which we'd normally get. It was like there was an issue with the light. They just held the lights on red. Lights didn't go out, but if they do an aborted start, you normally get the two flashing lights, and that's, it's an aborted start, and around they go. But the two Mercedes almost thought, well, you got to move now, and then they edged forward. Everyone else lights went out and didn't move. But I imagine if everybody else went for it as the lights went out, and it would have been race go. But we did get a formation lap, extra formation lap pretty quickly after that, but they're already round pretty quickly. And we're getting spots of rain at the hairpin on the camera there. Oscar on the radio again. Looks like the rain stopped quite a lot now. Rain should ease from here. Is that? Yeah, extra formation lap. Well, the Mercedes will be happy about that because, well, they're still taking the Red Bull. off the grid as the cars come round. Well, the cars are coming round. Are they taking to the grid? We're not seeing that. They are taking to the grid, thankfully, even though we've got a racing balls going backwards down the track. Can they get it on the grid? Yeah, it looks like they need to get it basically at the back of the grid, but they need to get it off track, don't they, really? It's a short track. That's the problem here, isn't it, when we do have short tracks? Let's turn this fan off. I don't know if you can hear the fan. Apologies if you've had a... Oscar wants to change to slicks. If you're syncing to my stream, so we've got the racing bull still on track. This is what they're showing us. It's still pushing it back as it now looks like we're waiting for just the final car that is going to its grid spot. Now we've got everyone's flashing lights. 69 laps now this race, 1 extra lap. Oh, we've got a green flashing light. Have we got green lights? Oh, another extra formation lap. Was that too long again? No lights this time. This is a... Wow. We've got 68 laps in this race. I've not seen this for, well, ever. This is a new one. A double formation lap after a formation lap. Yeah, like I said, it is a very, very short lap, a 1 minute 13, 14, isn't it? So the marshals haven't got an awful long time to get these cars off. And they're the last people you criticise in motorsports because they basically just do this for free because they love the sport. So credit to them lot. Wet weather, yeah, it wasn't red flagged and aborted. No, it wasn't. I think that's what threw me off with that, because when it's an aborted start, we always get the flashing light states an aborted start, but we didn't get that. But I mean, no one's getting a penalty for that, are they? Jumping because it was just a bit of a mess. Oscar again. Oscar, tyres have dropped, love. Yeah. Oscar saying if we pit now, we'll have warm tyres. Everybody else will have cold tyres because their temperature would have dropped off a lot. Oscar really cutting. It's a mistake now. They're starting on the inters. Oscar has had 2 opportunities to change tyres and they've not taken them yet. Strange. Well, we'll find out if it was the right call from McLaren to start on inters. Are they just thinking that they'll have a bit more temperature in their tyres compared to everybody on cold softs? But he's right. He would have walked out with warmer tyres. 3 laps to the grid, and that was a lock-up from it. Looked like one of the Red Bulls. Just might have a little flat spot on that tyre. Just stopping to the grid. There we go. We are finally looking like... We're finally going to get some lights. We've got green flashing, engines revving, 5 seconds. 4 lights, 5 lights out quickly, and a decent start. Antonelli, good start-ish. Lando Norris. Russell down to P3. Antonelli second. Russ outside. Piastri of Hamilton. Hamilton on the inside past one. He's looking at a run to George Russell. Norris leads, but I mean, he's on the wrong tyre. Net lead then is really Kimi Antonelli. That's a perfect start for him. Lewis Hamilton made it to 4th place. Decent start from him, ahead of Oscar. I mean, in net, he was ahead of Oscar anyway, wasn't he, with him needing to pit. Max Verstappen in P6. Charles Leclerc moves up a place, P8. The two Audis have got away well for a nice change, P11 and 12. But again, I mean, they're on the wrong tyres, so they're going to drop pretty quickly. Everybody on Inters. Oscar Piastri going way down. Is he in the pits? He must be in the pits. I've just got to see him tumbling down the grid. Max on the back of Oscar. I mean, it doesn't make a difference. We're looking at the wrong guy, really, because Oscar's a sitting duck. He's going straight into the pits. That makes complete sense. Oscar said it was far too much. He wanted to bin him ages ago, didn't he? Ollie Behrman up to P5. Brilliant start from here. Charles Leclerc up to P6. Up 2 places. Obviously, that's the 2 McLarens, really, isn't it? Aston Martin Alonso up to P12. He's come from way back as Fernando Alonso. Kimi Antonelli leads. Let's see. This is perfect start for Kimi Antonelli, really, isn't it? Exactly what he needed, because he wanted to be first into turn 1. And now Lando will pit now, 100%. There's no way about that. Kimi Antonelli will lead. He's already passing him down the straight. Is Antonelli? Yeah, Norris goes straight on, and it's close now, isn't it, between the 2 Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton all over the back of George Russell. Antonelli going for a move, or oh no, Antonelli, yeah, blocks the inside. Yeah. Lewis Hamilton, looking at a nibble on George Russell. He's got to make sure Hamilton keeps his wing, and Max Verstappen all over the back of Lewis Hamilton. He's got the mixed condition setup, hasn't he? So he might be going well in this so far. Let's see how that one works out for him. Big winners, well, big losers are the 2 McLarens, really, aren't they? That was a shocking decision. And they're going to have to pit again. It's not like they can just hang out now on a different set of tyres. See what they've done. Both coming out on the mediums. Just got to run this long and hope. Safety car. Bottas Stroll incident out of position at safety car line. I'm not sure what that means really, but Bottas pits. He's got the Inters. Bottas went long on the Inters, didn't he? I'm not sure why he's bothered doing that. Max going quick. It's next to nothing to pick between the top 3 still. Kimi is pretty good though at once he's in the lead. He just, I don't know what it is with these cars, but he just knows how to break the toe properly. And it's different now, obviously. They're not getting the yo-yo effect of the overtakes like we've seen in the early starts or early parts of the season. Perfect start for Kimi Antonelli. And he's obviously helped by the 2 McLarens ruining the race. Norris going wide. Oof, nearly dropped it. Lando, we could be going very long here. Yeah, I mean, you're waiting for a safety car, aren't we? He's P14 at the moment. Norris. He came out ahead of Oscar, despite pitting 1 lap later, which was interesting, actually, for Lando Norris. I thought he'd be sitting and Oscar would be past him because he pitted first. So Yeah, that is a surprise actually that he's still ahead of Oscar is Norris. But it looks like we've got can Lewis take the fight to the two Mercedes? Will Norris be proved right that actually the two Ferraris should be leading this pretty quickly? The problem is I just don't think they have the tyre management of the two Mercedes, do they? Max Verstappen, P4. Always in the hunt, that guy. Fastest man on track. 17.8. 17.2 this time around. Yeah, crazy start for the McLarens. Absolutely, Kimmy. I don't see what they were thinking with that one. I mean, I think they knew almost straight away. The fact that they didn't box early, like Oscar was saying. Oh, run. Max going very deep into the chicane there. He's not. Luckily enough, he's a fair bit ahead of Charles Leclerc to need to worry about that too much. Max Verstappen. He's got quite a gap, hasn't he? Charles Leclerc is, despite that lockup, nowhere near the back of Max Verstappen. He's 1.8 behind. George Russell with the fastest lap of the race. It was a poor start from George Russell, actually, wasn't it? We watched the replay of the start. Comfortably ahead was Antonelli or George Russell. We've got a live Vinci inbox. As we watch the start. The Mercedes looking like they've dropped. Oh, we've got a move. George Russell going for a move around the outside. Oh, huge lockup from Antonelli. Nearly took out the back of George Russell there. Lap 6, George Russell leads. Wow. That's going to be a nasty flat spot on Antonelli. That was a nasty lockup there. He's dropped back. He's out of the 1 second gap as well. Has that just taken him by surprise, or it was just on the wet patch of the track? It's not good, is it? Defense strategy instead of attack strategy and win. Yep. McLaren done this and they can't afford it. They've not got the fastest car now, have they? They need to get on top of their strategies, do McLaren. 100%. That's probably one of their weakest points. They're just not cutthroat enough or aggressive enough, in my opinion. They were like that last year. And at times, that's what sort of let Verstappen in. Antonelli. Battery. Well, it could be battery. Not hearing anything from them yet. Max. Hanging up to Mac of Lewis Hamilton, isn't he? Max Verstappen. It's not far behind. Next to nothing between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Lewis. Looks like where's his pace gone? Where's his pace gone of that McLaren were talking about, or Norris was talking about on the Ferrari? It looks like he'll be a sitting duck to Max Verstappen at some point soon. He needs to get a move on, does Lewis Hamilton. Antonelli now the fastest lap of the race. He's back 0.9. Max Verstappen looking racy, isn't he? At the back of that Ferrari, as this is what we're watching. Its gap is disappearing. Max Verstappen hunting. Oh, move on the inside of Lewis Hamilton. Max through turn 1, lap 9 on Lewis Hamilton, 3rd place. They've got it right, this setup, haven't they? This is one thing they're absolutely brilliant are the Red Bull guys. They get their strategy right, or they just manage to fix these cars after practice every time. Whatever work they do, they generally head in the right direction for when it comes to race day, and we've seen that over the years. And they're pretty bang on, aren't they? So, George Russell leads. Kimi Antonelli, after... Oh, it's such a shame that it's worked out that way so far. But Russell leads, Antonelli, Max Verstappen 3rd, Lewis still in the, well, battery zone of Max Verstappen. I would say DRS. Keep calling it DRS. It's not. And then Charles Leclerc closing back now on the Ferraris. It seemed like he was dropping off. He's 1.5 back of Lewis Hamilton. Hadjar in a decent P6, and he's got a healthy gap behind him, hasn't he? 12 seconds to Franco Colapinto. Liam Lawson, P8. Ollie Berman, 9th. And Pierre Gasly, the last man, in the top 10, and he's got a fast McLaren right up behind him, hasn't he? It's less than a second now for, I think, Gasly, Berman. I think they'll be, looking back, won't they? The 2 McLarens, I think they'll be out of them points positions as it stands. Colapinto driving well, though. He's nearly 7 or 8 seconds ahead of Berman, which is 9 seconds ahead of Ollie Berman, Franco, in 9th place. So he's got a bit of a gap as well for the 2 McLarens. I mean, eventually, I imagine the McLarens are looking at the gap between Hadjar and Colapinto to fall back into. That's where they're looking at the moment, aren't they, as a recovery? I mean, they'd be hoping to win more than that, but safety cars and the like could help them out. It's a long race yet, I think. Long way to go for Kimi yet. Not getting my hopes down now, even though he's lost that. I was just talking about how great he is as well at keeping the lead when he gets in the lead, and he's just gone and done that. I mean, I'm not sure what he did, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how he had all that pace down the straight and Antonelli didn't. How did Russell have the pace in the Mercedes that Antonelli didn't? And it is a question of battery boost, something working, not working for one over the other, on a horrible lockup. But he's not heard him over the radio complaining. Alpines are going well. Franco Colapinto's gone well, to be fair, this weekend. He's been really, really good. I was bashing down on him as well at the early parts of the season because he was just like a one-man show in that Alpine, wasn't it? But thankfully, Franco has come to the party and shown us what a good driver he is. Well, he's shown he had that in him, didn't he, at Williams? And then it just seemed to, a few big crashes and he's gone off. Norris past Pierre Gasly up into P9. Well, he took easy work on the Haas and the Alpine, isn't it, for Lando Norris? His pace is 17.9s and the leader is 16.8s. He's 36 seconds off the lead. I mean, he's obviously, now we've got We've got Antonelli leading the race. Oh, we swapped again. Russell passed him again. Lap 12. I mean, I'm not sure what happened there. It must have clearly Antonelli's made the pass into the hairpin, but Russell's made the pass down the inside. Antonelli, Russell holds the lead there. Oh, this is good racing. So it must have been a mistake or something's happened at the hairpin which we've completely missed. We've got yellow flag somewhere. Hulkenberg, 5-second penalty for pit lane speed. Oh, that's a kick in the teeth, that, isn't it, for Audi? Turn 10. Albon stopped with 8 and 9 for the two Mercedes. I hope that doesn't stop the opportunity to overtake down into the chicane. Albon stopped somewhere. Oscar in the pits again. Oh, it looks like a change in the front wing on that Oscar Piastri. Russell's got it back under control now, isn't he? 7/10 the gap to Kimi Antonelli this lap around. Well, for whatever reason, we had poor TV direction again. I'm not sure what they were doing, but we got Antonelli was in the lead somehow, and then we just got to see Russell pass him easily down the straight. That's the second time he's done that, which is strange. Strange how there's such a big speed differential between the two of Mercedes. Is that set up? It's got to be, hasn't it? It doesn't make sense. They're exactly the same cars, but Russell just seems to breeze past Kimi Antonelli down the straight way before the hairpin. So is that batteries? Something going on there? That makes absolutely no sense. We've not seen that kind of clean overtaking since, well, Miami, really, have we? Oscar. Yellow flag, track hazard. We've got a... Oh, Piastri just took out Alex Albon. That's a penalty for him, isn't it? For Piastri. Just completely smashed into the side of Alex Albon. He's had a rough weekend here, hasn't he? Alex Albon, he's been, fortunate incident with the ground hard in practice. It's just not really gone well for him. Not a great passing. He's just been absolutely smashed out by Oscar Piastri. Oh, that's a shame. Shame for Alex Albon. I mean, he can probably... I know there's never any comfort to take, is it? Doesn't look like points were on the card for him in the race anyway. Lewis complaining about power, apparently. He's still within the boost zone of Max Verstappen. He's holding on, is Lewis Hamilton, but Charles Leclerc is way back, isn't he? 5 seconds off the back of Lewis Hamilton. 15 laps. It's 6/10 the gap. We've still not seen this, or what happened with Russell and Antonelli, for how that pass happened anyway, so I'm sure we'll get that. A replay of Antonelli. Huge lockup from George Russell. He went super wide and deep. But it's crazy how he's already passed him. Antonelli, he's not close enough for a move down to turn 1 yet. He's quite far back. It's about half a second. But that was a horrible lockup for George Russell. So they both got flat spots. Yeah, Kimi, poor Alex indeed. He's had a shocking, absolute shocking weekend, hasn't he? Had a weekend to forget for him. Isaac Hadjar over the back of Charles Leclerc now, 0.6, 0.7. Norris pits. This is a very early pits, isn't it? Lap 16. Reliability problem for Norris. Is this DNF? Change the tyres? Oh, the side pods, they've got something. They're overheating that by the looks of it, isn't it? Russell weaving down the straight. Good exit from George Russell, doesn't it? Out of this final chicane. He's been good there. Nose to tail, aren't they? The brilliant from the two Mercedes. Max Verstappen now 5 seconds back. He's doing well though. He's got Lewis Hamilton all over the back of him. Another lockup from Russell Antonelli. No, he doesn't. There's definitely. Oh, he's going for a move around the outside. He's going. He's got to squeeze him. He's got to take it. Oh no, he's not done enough. Last on the brakes. Russell's got the inside. That was good racing. That Antonelli had to pin him to the inside there. He'd just give him a bit too much space. Antonelli, yeah, he wasn't going to give up that space. Thankfully, Toto Wolff did say he's going to let these boys race, which is absolutely what we need. Race like Ferrari, let them race. Thank God these two are having a great ding-dong, aren't they? It's been... the action is all at the front, really. Yeah, it's the two Mercedes, Verstappen, Lewis, and then Leclerc. It's a battle, really, after the front two is between Max and Lewis. They are within a second of each other still. And then there's a battle with Leclerc and Hadjar where they're within a second of each other, but there's massive gaps. Then gap between Antonelli and Max Verstappen 5 seconds, and then a huge gap from Lewis to Leclerc, and then a gap from Hadjar to Colapinto, 20 seconds, which is absolutely insane. I think George has gone for definitely a skinny setup, hasn't he? That car just looks a lot faster than the Mercedes of Kimi Antonelli down that back straight. And especially considering the way that when he's made a mistake and he's managed to catch up and pass him, there's no two ways about it. Absolutely no two ways about it. Lawson investigation. Lawson and Hulkenberg, another out of position at safety car lane under investigation as well. That's with Lawson and Hulkenberg. So, I mean, Hulkenberg's already got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Doesn't want another mistake there. Russell fine breaking into the hairpin this time round. He's locked up big twice, hasn't he? I mean, that wheel won't be looking pretty. Antonelli looked very close going into that hairpin there. But can he keep that? It's coming out of that hairpin. He needs to turn one. Antonelli does look faster. Like, I think he's not much in between the two of them, though, is it? About 7/10 a lap faster, though, at the moment than the two behind them. They're doing 15.5s, and behind is the fastest is a 16.6. Lewis Hamilton very, very close to Max Verstappen now. 0.3 right behind him. We're not seeing that. We've got a back marker. He's out of the way pretty quickly, isn't he? Not going to affect the two boys up top. Berman, yellow flag infringement. We didn't see the bit with Lewis and Max getting close. Not surprised when you got a fight for the lead, isn't it? And this is spicy with the two. Primcat 9. Hi, go Kimi Antonelli. It looks like we're all praying for Kimi, just tantalizingly watching. Kimi, you can do this. Kimi, you're sending good vibes through. We're all sending good vibes through to Kimi. You can do this, young man. Make us happy going into a bank holiday Monday for us. Me here, I don't know about you guys out there, wherever you are, but we'll sleep well if you can do that. It's a great to watch them though. This is what we wanted when we had the Red Bulls running away with it. I mean, even if it's one team running away, look at the gap is 6 seconds. They're running away with it. The upgrades have worked here, but if you're gonna have the two drivers killing each other for the win. Or not killing each other, but you know what I mean. Kimi closer this time. Russell moving to defend the line. Has that? It's not really set him off, has it? Oh, he's gonna have. There's a turn one. He's going around the outside now. No, he's not. Russell defended that well there. Russell keeps the lead. Hulkenberg 9 seconds. Yeah, that was Alonso is on a long stop. 3.2. That's just looking at time. Hulkenberg and Alonso pit. I've seen it's just the two McLarens that have pit, but they've pit twice already. Oh, Hamilton straight on at the chicane. We've got the two Mercedes out of the hairpin. Antonelli's looking quick. Oh, he's used a back marker very, very well, hasn't he? Kimi into the lead, into the chicane. Lap 22, Kimi takes the lead. He was really helped by the back marker on the inside. That sort of meant Russell couldn't just keep it. He had to lift, didn't he? Before he was going into the back of a back marker. Kimi leads, lap 23. He's made it stick this time. I mean, Russell's had two big lockups now. I mean, look at the gap. It's already 0.7, 0.8 already. Antonelli wants to just break this 1 second gap, isn't it, really? You've got to stay out of this 1 second pretty quickly. 0.9. Come on, can we get out of this? Get out of this 1 second gap and fast. It's got Norris ahead. It is 1 second now. It needs to be. Piastri, 10-second penalty. Yeah, it makes sense. He may as well just take that and well, you won't retire, will he? Right, so yeah, where's the Russell went wide again? That gave Antonelli that run. Russell is fast down. I mean, even now, he's still closing up. He'll close about 0.3 just down the straight, did George Russell. Norris lapped. Oh, that for McLaren is horrible, isn't it? What a disaster. We look like they would be taking. I mean, we won't know what pace they had, really, will we? But I mean, they look shocking because they've pit once, twice already. They're absolutely nowhere. So I'm not sure. And they've had sort of, well, it was a safety concern or a reliability concern for Norris to pit twice. Oscar's pit twice because he's whacked something. It's not gone well for them, has it, to McLaren? It's been a stinker, really, for them. Lewis's that mistake is meaning dropped back off the back of Max Verstappen now. So Max is comfortable P3. Oh, huge lockup from Kimi. He's gone way down in lap 24 and he's given Russell the Russell retakes the lead, but Antonelli is all over the back of him. Antonelli, final chicane. They're going to touch wheels. Antonelli goes off the runoff area. He takes the lead. Will he have to give that back now? Russell went into the corner. Was it? He had... The gloves are definitely off here. Give me Antonelli and George Russell. I mean, it's a horrible lockup. Will Antonelli have to give that? Give the position back? Yeah, Antonelli told to give the position back. Where will he give that position back, though? He's giving it now, isn't he? My mate, he pushed me off our head. Like, what's the point? He's giving it back. He's almost giving him back too well, isn't it? The hairpins is where the problem is, isn't it? And Russell looked like he was wide again, wasn't he? Antonelli was right all over the back of him. This is Antonelli. Russell going for the inside line. Nah, Russell's got the corner this time. No contact. Turn one now. No, turn one. Russell's got this covered so far. Antonelli looks like he's... I mean... I'd say he's got both. They've both locked up huge now, have the two Mercedes. I think I saw dummies. He must have spit it out. Oh, this is brilliant racing, though. This is the way we want it, isn't it? But come on, Antonelli. I thought he would hopefully... It was a huge lockup from Kimi. They're both in and out of the hairpin. Lap 26, fine this time around. These softs are going a very long way, aren't they? I mean, the thing is that nobody's looking to blink behind them. Antonelli looking on the... Giving him... Yeah. Antonelli... Yeah, comfortable into turn one. Fernando Alonso retiring. Good start, wasn't he? He was up to P12 at one point, wasn't he, Fernando Alonso? Bit of a shame there. Told to tidy up the racing from Toto. I mean, you just got to race. I mean, can't say any of this. Don't do this. Just let them carry on like this. This is what we need. This is all we've got to live for at the moment because they're going to win. If they don't race, what do we do? Just don't take each other out. You've got them late. This is what we like about, isn't it? To be fair. They're not going to lose it as long as they don't take each other out. And we've seen the two Ferraris race hard and clean. That's the best way to do it, isn't it? Antonelli... No, his final chicane. Good exit out of here now. Or was it? Oh, Kimi into turn one. No, you're not doing it around the outside here. You tried that well. Defense good from George Russell. George went defensive well there, didn't he? But he got a good exit out of the final chicane again. Russell's exit out of the final corner is kind of what's helping him an awful lot. Even when he defends and has a tight line, his line out of that final chicane is what I'm keeping him ahead at turn one, isn't it? Hats off to George. It's a great battle. No two ways about it. Oh, Antonelli going wide this time round. I think one of the McLarens has got prime view of this. It's probably the highlight of his race. Is Lando Norris. Prime view of the Mercedes battle. Antonelli, no, you're not going to make the move there. 29. There's no point throwing a dummy there, is it, from Antonelli? Both cars under investigation from Pete Bollo. That's what they're talking about. Both cars under investigation from Pete to Bonington to Kimi Antonelli. That's a strange message. Is that in investigation in the Mercedes garage? That's the only investigation that's going on. It's a nice way to throw a dummy, isn't it? Yeah. An investigation for, we're investigating your racing. There's no formal investigation. And there's no track limits investigation going on. Because they're locking up and making the mistakes at the hairpin where then it's fine. So there's no track limit issue there. Hardly breaking and, cutting the final chicane 2 or 3 times. We're coming up to more back markers. What was that? No further investigation for what? That's it. It's a great battle, isn't it? Oh, George going wide. Oh, Russell stopped. That was sudden. VSC. Oh, we didn't want it to end like that. I mean, I'm pretty happy. This is great for Kimi Antonelli. Just bring it home now, but is that what the investigation? Jeez, that happened out of nowhere. Oh, he's slamming the car. That is horrible. Should I be this happy? I'm not, in a way, because that was fantastic racing. There's no 2 ways about it. And as much as I wanted Kimi to win, but I wanted to just do it out on track. But it's a perfect 20. Well, let's not talk about too soon. There's still 37 laps to go. VSC just needs to be no full safety car now, isn't it? He always slaps the gloves on the floor. Will George blame Kimi? Yeah, he forced me to DNF with all these mistakes. Pushed him hard, didn't they? The 2 Mercedes were flying in this race. Let's hope they can cover this under VSC now, because a safety car, I mean, everyone will pour in the pits, and that might be. Are they going to pit under VSC? Makes sense, actually, doesn't it? Right, it's a perfect time for a pit. It's almost perfect this for if they pit under the VSC cheap pit safety car, as long as it doesn't go to a safety car, full safety car. But yeah, Kimi's pit makes sense. He's kind of just got to hope that Max pits, and I think he's got the pace on the 2 Ferraris after that anyway. To be fair, I think the Mercedes have got the pace on anyone this weekend in race conditions. They were absolutely flying, and it's Kimi just fingers crossed and bring it home now. There's no one to race. No mistakes. Is that, mediums. Well, just pray for clean track conditions now, isn't it? This is absolutely all we need. It's perfect for a championship. A huge. Let's not talk too soon. I'm not going to talk too soon. I'm going to say he's got a huge gap in the. Let's get. I mean, that can happen to Kimi. Let's not get carried away. Whew. What a 32 laps, though. Credit to the two Mercedes boys. This is what every fan wants when you've got two guys that can win and they're fast and they race each other. It's good racing. It's good. Even if one team is dominating and we get races like this. I mean, that was fantastic 30 laps. You're just holding your breath on every corner. What's happened here? We've got a... Oh, there's a funny noise. There's a weird noise. I mean, that just sort of happened under brake. Luckily, that didn't just happen worse, and he stopped that really crunchy noise. Oh, that is a horrible one, that, for Mercedes. Let's hope Mert don't do to Kimi what McLaren did to Oscar. Oh, I can't see it because Kimi's Toto's baby, and for some reason it feels like, I mean, and it's always saying this on the outside, but it feels like Russell is a little bit out of favor with Toto for whatever reason. I'm not sure what that is. Or is that just us looking on the outside because all the talk is that Max or Toto wants Max in that Mercedes, and if he's going to get Max, it won't be for him to be alongside George Russell. It'll be against, well, will it? It could be. That would be feisty, but I reckon it would be against Kimi. But that'd be a tough one for Toto to manage, isn't it? Kimi's his baby, and he's got Max Verstappen, 4 times world champion, in that car, and Kimi ain't bending to nobody, which is, he's feisty little racer, isn't he? Jeez, it's brilliant. I mean, all the talk, which is the best bit about all of this, is that all this talk was George Russell's got this title, and it's not looking like it's anything but at the moment, isn't it? Anything but a title is George Russell's. It's looking, yeah, VSC gone. What a great race. We've got, well, I've got Ferrari now, Lewis Hamilton. Into the podium position. I'd be hoping he can keep hold of that, isn't he? I reckon George pushed his weight around after Lewis left, and Toto is tired of it. Possibly. Or he's not happy about something. And it probably could be that. Or the way that the negotiations were handled, because he must have thought, right, Toto needs me and I'm top dog, and he's... And the way that was done, it might have rubbed Toto up the wrong way. The long way? It might be long, but I'll leave that to your imagination. But yeah, he's rubbed Toto up the wrong way. Oh, that was a naughty defensive from Isaac Hadjar. That is naughty defending Hadjar. Oof. You can't defend again. That was dangerous. Come on, Isaac. Oh, that we're looking at. That's penalty. Moving in the braking. That's... Oh, I mean, he is feisty, Isaac Hadjar, as well. And these young kids have come in and just... Okay, that was nearly a huge one. Yeah, Charles Leclerc's just never that animated over the radio. Imagine Kimi energy over the over the radio with something like that. Well, that was rough, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, he just. So it's he's seen him go there and moved, and then he went again, weaving down 2 moves down the straight. You can't do that twice, I don't think. Will that be investigated now? We didn't see the 2 Mercedes investigated. Let's friendly fire that one. We know the stewards don't like to step in there. Well, Charles and Hadjar have said, well, now the Mercedes boys have got nothing to show you. Watch us go racing, because oh, I thought we were spoiled with the main race. I was looking forward to this, but this has been brilliant racing so far. 32 laps of just the 2 Mercedes being absolutely brilliant, and now we've got Hadjar and Charles Leclerc to bring us home, hopefully, for another 32 laps. We're already just past halfway. Young whipsnappers driving like it's Mario Kart or something. Whippersnappers. What is a whippersnapper? A young, inexperienced person who's irritatingly overconfident. I had to just Google that. One way to describe these guys, whippersnappers. Yeah, they are driving like that, aren't they? Not investigated yet. Lewis, what's happening up with P2? 15-2, 15-5, low 15s. Lewis closing on Max. He's got 5.3 the gap, though. He needs more than 3/10 a lap, though, doesn't he? I'll take him, what? I mean, there's plenty of laps if you can continue that. So the top 10, quick rundown after that was Antonelli leads with a comfortable lead, 6.7 seconds. He just needs to bring this home now, does Kimi Antonelli. Nothing daft. It's worked out perfectly in his favour, and he just needs to just be nice and clean with this racing to the end. Max Verstappen, P2, and he's comfortable in P2 at the moment. That's a brilliant result from him in that Red Bull, considering the way he was complaining about that car. I mean, obviously, he got the open door with the 2 McLarens, and then obviously he's managed to beat the Ferraris as well. I mean, he was ahead of one anyway, but he's managed to get Lewis. Lewis now, yeah, I mean, that's a 4/10 he's made up on that lap. Lewis, 5 seconds now, the gap. So Lewis showing some good pace. Isaac Hadjar is 5.8 behind Lewis, but they're doing about the same time, 15.4s, 15.3s. Charles Leclerc is right behind Hadjar. This is close. P5. Franco Colapinto all on his own in the Alpine, but I mean, it's a brilliant, brilliant P6. So lock up for Hadjar into the hairpin. Is going to give Leclerc a sniff down the long straight. I mean, their horsepower down the straight is what's always, I mean, defended that fairly well. Had Johnston, more than one change of direction noted. Lap 39. Let's see how long they take. I mean, hopefully it's not one of them. Round the outside of turn. We're not going to do it there. Hadjar closes and defended that one well. Lap 39. Back to Franco Colapinto. Yeah, in no man's land, 36 seconds behind Isaac Hadjar, but comfortably 11 seconds behind Liam Lawson, who's gone well. It's a shame his teammate is retired. Arvid's been, I'd expected him to be higher up, considering the way he's been racing. But yeah, it's been interesting. We've then got Lando Norris, who's 1.5 behind Liam Lawson in P8. Pierre Gasly in P9 and Carlos Sainz, the last points finisher. Leclerc all over the back of. Yes, he's passed him. Nice. That's it. Hadjar get it back. Did he give that back? We didn't defend that anywhere near as hard as he'd done before, but Charles Leclerc. No investigation for Ollie Berman. I wonder if he'll get a penalty now, Hadjar. But I mean, as long as he doesn't get slow going Norris, lap 40. He's anti-stall, Lando Norris. Something's broken in my mouth. Gearbox or something. Lando Norris. Jeez, it's been a crap race for the McLarens. Started on the wrong tyres, pit twice, and then it's a DNF, and it drummed up as it. Well, would we have seen a fight between the McLaren and the Mercedes? That's what I was talking pre-race, but it's not quite come to the front, has it? The Mercedes have been absolutely dominant. Lewis is now 4.1 behind Max Verstappen, a 15.1 fastest lap of the race. Lewis is getting fighty, so now we've seen the battle with Hadjar and Leclerc finish. It's now the turn of the two old rivals, Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, to give us that fight. It's under 4, so just at 4 seconds. Oh, block there. That was poor from him. He's lost a second there. Yeah. He lost nearly a second and a half to Verstappen there with that Perez. Perez and Ocon defending. Ocon made the move on Perez. Perez is defending hard, isn't it? But P15 for Sergio Perez, still running. We've got just 18 cars or 17 cars running. We've got DNFs for Lindblad, Albon, Alonso, Russell, and Lando Norris. Well, the two big ones there, aren't they? Lando Norris and George Russell. George down, Lando down, is Lewis safe as the only remaining Brit. It's not looking a good one for the Brits, is it, to be honest? There is only Ollie Berman left and Lewis Hamilton waving and holding the flag. Antonelli picks up pace a little bit there, and it gets that gap back up to 15-2. Fastest first sector for Kimi Antonelli, 21.1 at 0.3 faster than everybody else. Needs to just cover that gap, isn't it? Gap under 4 seconds now for Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. How long can Lewis keep this up for? Oh, Perez has hit something. A broken suspension. He's whacked something horrible there, isn't he? What's he hit? Where could he have? We're talking about DNF. There's another one to join the list. Sergio Perez, now 16 drivers remaining. We've got Bottas and Stroll 2 laps, and Ocon 2 laps down as well. Sergio Perez. Oh, it's just. Oh. It's just failed. I've not seen that for an absolute age. I still remember the Toro Rosso when the front disc exploded and the 2 wheels fell off all them years ago, and it was. He had a flat spot and the vibration. That's like Kimi Raikkonen in Nürburgring settings, isn't it? When his wheel blew up all them years ago in the McLaren. Showing my age on that one. So yeah, DNFs so far. How many? We're talking 6 DNFs. Just 16 remaining of the 22. Yeah, horrible race of attrition. I mean, we didn't quite get a safety car yet. We did get a virtual safety car. Not a full safety car yet, but still 22 laps to go. A 14.8, fastest lap of the race for Kimi Antonelli. Perry said he felt that one. Hadjar, penalty, yeah. A hug between Toto and George. I mean, that's a kick in the teeth for Toto, isn't it? That's probably where Zach Brown was last year, wasn't he, with the Norris and Piastri battle? That he just, last thing he needed was one of his drivers to break down because of the car, and him and a championship lost because of it. I mean, it happened with the Rosberg and Lewis, didn't it? Lewis's car was so unreliable the year where Nico Rosberg won it. 10-second penalty for Isaac Hadjar. I mean, he's got a 40-second gap to Colapinto, but I mean, if there is a safety car at the end, that's going to seem quite a lot of positions, isn't it? Yeah, hell of a lot of positions there if that happens. So we've now have as a top 10, we've got some. Carlos Sainz has made his way up into the top 10. I did say it's going to be a long race. If you just need to keep it under, just make sure you get to the end. It definitely is going to be one of them races, isn't it? And surprisingly, it's we've not had rain either. I mean, imagine this with the wet race. They were scared to death, aren't they, of virtual safety car somewhere? It just flashed up. What's happened? Oh, we got debris somewhere? I can't see anyone falling down the pecking order. What's happened? Lando Norris. Oh, he's getting swamped by the fans as they show him. Turn 13. Marshall's on track. I've got a note, but I don't see what's not on my feed yet anyway. Where is... virtual safety car? What is that safety car for? Is that Perez? Pit lane closed? Probably Perez. BSC and thing, yeah. It's just a piece of debris at the pits. Probably part of Sergio Perez's suspension. But what a mad race. It's almost like we've got 3 tiers to this Grand Prix at the moment. We've got top tier, which was the 2 Mercedes. And then I guess we can put Verstappen and Hamilton in that race with probably Leclerc and Hadjar. And then Franco Colapinto starts tier 2. He's 50 seconds back of P5 in P6, but he's 14 seconds ahead of Liam Lawson. He's hardly holding everybody up. And then we've got Gasly 3 seconds behind him, and then 20-second gap to Carlos Sainz, which is where probably tier 2 starts, or 3. And it's what, Behrman, Piastri, and it's Hulkenberg's 10-second behind Piastri. Can we? Yeah, I mean, we can still class him as one. And Bortoletto 8 seconds behind 13th place Hulkenberg. And then we've got a huge gap, tier 3, Ocon 42 seconds behind the Audis. And then Stroll actually 40 seconds behind Ocon. And Bottas 30 seconds behind Stroll. They're all in a race of their own, aren't they? They'll talk out and walk around and not much happened. I was on my own. It's been a cracking race despite that. Lewis now 2.8 behind Max Verstappen. But this lap there, or the last lap, there were 15.4s, the pair of them. 5-second time penalty. Bottas. We've still got Hadjar. I mean, Hadjar's got a penalty, hasn't he? Lawson and Hulkenberg are still under investigation, aren't they, for that safety car line thing? Which actually, if Lawson gets a penalty, he's probably one of the few to lose a position considering the gap. Actually, as will Hulkenberg, he's got a gap. Well, he's got, depends how harsh his penalty is. We've got here from George. There's not much to say, is there? Everything turned off all of a sudden, went into the corner. Engine stopped. No electronics, no braking. I'm lost for words right now. I'm not surprised. Can't say anything more. It's George saying he loved the racing. Lewis, half a second to Max. Did Max have traffic? It looks like they both got a little bit of traffic. That's maybe Max has caught that the wrong space, isn't it? It's Lewis was behind one of the Audis, and that didn't work out too badly for him. Just where he caught him was down that straight. Lewis has been flying on these mediums. He's liked them. Getting there, guys. We are going to see potentially another battle. Charles Leclerc said, just been told that Lewis is flying, and he's just said, don't speak to me until the last lap. Nothing until, and only anything that's absolutely critical. just let me. Yeah, it's not been a good weekend for Charles Leclerc. He's been absolutely battered by his teammate. 19 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. Oh, that's a gap to the leaders. 10 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton, which is a kick in the teeth if you're Charles Leclerc. That's not the way he goes. Just shut my door. It's warm here. I've had the door open so I could turn the fan off and you don't get a fan noise. Thinking of you guys as we watch along. Lap time of 14.6 from Kimi Antonelli. Mate, just bring it home. You've got 14 laps. You see your teammate. His car just turned off. What's wrong with you, Kimi? Just need to bring it home. Hadjar closing on Leclerc now, 0.9. Lewis 1.9 to Max now. I mean, the problem is that he might get there, but it's can he make the overtake? And it's going to be that huge letterbox rear wing that might save the day for Max Verstappen. That 52. VSC. Oh, what's happened? Can't be more debris, hasn't it? Hadjar pits. He's got a bit of a flat spot there, hasn't he, on that front left? They've got to remember Hadjar's got a 10-second penalty, haven't they, before they touch that car? $35 yeah, very hot for England. Melting now. We can't hack the heat. We complain about everything, us Brits, to be fair. Hate the rain, and when it's too hot, we're dying. But I love it, to be fair. Must be hot where you are in Oz, Kimi. Took someone out. That was bowling ball from VSC ending. We need to time this, don't they, now? We've got these checkpoints that they have to worry about. It's gone. 2.5 Lewis behind Max. 2.1. Just go back and show Max and Lewis. Why are you showing Charles Leclerc? He's on his own. Oh, Charles. That's why we're showing Charles. It's big sideways. He's got a dirty lock up as Charles Leclerc, hasn't he? He missed the wall just at the end of the VSC. That's probably why we flicked to Charles Leclerc, but completely missed any of that. He's got a gap of 17 seconds to Leclerc, but Hamilton is a second behind Max Verstappen. Look at that huge hole that Max has. I mean, that won't be as effective here, like, because it's low downforce circuit. I struggle in the heat too. It's autumn now. I have the heater on. What temperature is it? 25 degrees, and you've got a heater on. Hadjar might get another penalty where Charles Leclerc is opening the door for him to pass him. Yeah, Hadjar didn't lift on a double yellow flag. Well, it's cold here too. Primcat, welcome. Hope you've enjoyed the race. Oh, we've got two Aussies. Two Aussies. Welcome both. What a race. Lewis now half a second behind Max Verstappen. There's 22 laps still to go. It just seems like an awful lot of laps, isn't it? But it's only, 1 minute, 12, 13-second laps. But so we've got about 25 minutes or so. Or longer of this race, but it's absolutely brilliant. Lewis is flying. Max was asking, actually, the gap behind Lewis Hamilton. So is he managing something to the end here? Antonelli, despite having no one to race, is doing 15 flats, and he's still half a second faster than everybody else as he stretches the lead to 7.5 seconds up at the front. Lewis has been flying this weekend. It's been good to see. Lewis nicely out of that hairpin. He needs some help to make the pass here. Oh, Lewis defends. And Lewis defends. Max defends. Bit of a woggle out. Is he going to make it down? He's closing. Turn one. Oh, no. It was too far. That was close. Max holds on for another lap. I mean, it's like he's almost a sitting duck, though, isn't he, to Lewis Hamilton at the moment? Lewis with a P2, he'll be pretty happy with that, won't he? I think Charles Leclerc will be kicking himself at that's just how bad of a race weekend he's had, because he was remotely close. He would be looking at a podium, wouldn't he? We'd have a Mercedes and 2 Ferraris on the podium. And, ooh, Max was close to a wall there. He's about half an inch to the wall there. Max Verstappen kicked out there. Oh, they both get the... Max Verstappen, he's not going to. Not going to point, making a move there. Max moving now, going defensive for turn 1. No, Lewis is not going to do a dive bomb there. There's 20 laps to go. He's comfortably got, and the thing is, he can actually follow with these cars, which is what's made these actually really good, with the way that you can actually follow these cars, because we've seen the 2 Mercedes just being able to follow. So well done, F1, for fixing that, because that was horrible where you just couldn't follow the car in front. And as bad as they might talk about these engines and everything like that, but we are missing the big point of these cars are being able to follow with the aero. It absolutely works. Lewis drop backs now, isn't it? It's 0.7 the gap. Charles, yeah. I need more power, mate. Yeah. It's that big wing, mate. That's what it is for Lewis. Oh, Lewis will be mega with a P2, wouldn't it? Charles, he's had some good races, hasn't he, this season? Just... Bottas, 5-second penalty for speeding. I mean, he's 16 last and 55 seconds behind Lance Stroll. He's had a stinker as well, but he's still running, which is an achievement, I guess. And then we've got Ocon, who's... Oscar Piastri's not had a great race, has he? He's now 13th. And he's on a fresh set of softs in his... I mean, he's got to make up nearly 30 seconds to get up into the top 10. It's not gone well for Oscar, has it, this race? I mean, despite the poor call, I mean, that is an extra pit stop, so maybe that's what we're looking. Lewis got close, but now is just struggling to get into that extra little bit to pass. Lewis looks like he's dropping off a little bit now. Is that just to cool the tires or something a bit? Oh, Max went a little deep into the hairpin. And that's just to... Lewis about 7/10 now. Not nowhere close enough to make any action now. Is he using battery? Let's have a quick rundown while Lewis gets close and then can't do it. Yeah, Piastri has done his penalty at least. Yes, that's yeah, not taking that into account either, have I? So he's had an extra stop and a 10-second penalty, which probably he should have been into the points, really, isn't it? And that would put him in the points. So it's that extra pit and a 10-second penalty, which has really cost Oscar, but it was his own mistake, wasn't it, for Oscar Piastri? Lewis it's deceiving, that final hairpin, because he's just right under the nose of that, under the rear wing. Out of chicane, Max. We've got a Alpine turn 1. This is going to be the big one. Max going around the outside. He's done it. Wow, I didn't see that happening. Around the outside of turn 1. That's the move that Antonelli was looking at on his teammate, isn't he? But he gets P2. That's happened. That's strange. Difficult to... Yeah, now that... Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's so... You just don't know what they're doing, but I guess that it just looked way too far back, didn't he? And he just suddenly good under the braking was Lewis into that final. Oh, Nico Hulkenberg with a horrible spin. He's spun all on his own, hasn't he? Luckily, he cleared that out of the way before these two boys of Verstappen and Lewis got in the way. And oh, the speed difference between the two was huge, wasn't it? I mean, the overtake was done even before the braking or the apex of turn one, Lewis. And we've got, well, this lake around, we've got actually Verstappen is now going to make, could he make the move back? No. 63, yeah. Lewis defends again. I think that's, it's hard, like you say, it's hard to understand the racing with this battery, but it does mean that they don't, even though it's, you don't just run away with it, do you? The overtake is done, but it's not quite done, or you're always guessing the overtake's done because you've got the battery to come right back at you. I think in another lap, and then you're pretty sure then, aren't you? Absolutely, yeah, you can't tell. Stop goal penalty for Isaac Hadjar. I can't. We can't. I mean, we're all in the same boat there, Kimmy, to be fair. Lewis is now, I think, he's a bit, now he seems to have broke the back of Max Verstappen, hasn't he? He's not really defending for second. But Max P3, will he be happy with that? I guess he should be. I mean, the three places that were ahead of him have all DNF'd, haven't they? So, or shot themselves in the foot. If you're McLaren, let's be honest, no, not DNF'd. Well, Russell DNF'd, to be fair, but it passed him and he was out of the way and wasn't a problem very early on in this race. Hadjar had his penalty and he still comes out P5. Lewis now is, second now, the gap to Max Verstappen. Oh, he is just with him in a second, isn't he? Stays 6/10. Lewis just not quite broke the back of Max Verstappen yet, has he? It's close still. You think it's done, but it's kind of not. I mean, you're just still second guessing, aren't you? Battles. It's just Gasly and Liam Lawson at the moment now, isn't it? For P7. Gasly 0.4 behind Liam Lawson, Pierre Gasly. That would be a brilliant P6 and 7 for the two Alpines. Lewis and Max, still not over yet, is it? Good exit out of that final corner for Lewis. But Max will be coming back at him. He's still there, isn't he? I mean, Max might still might have this, isn't he, Max? Why have we flicked away? 0.3. I mean, we must be down into turn one fair now. We've cut away. We're just watching nobody racing when we've got Max and Lewis racing. Why would we do that? And we've got Lawson and Gasly in the little box, which is fine. But why are we showing Antonelli? What are we watching Antonelli for there? Did anything happen? Gasly, Lawson both run off. Well, I mean, they both run off there. It's fair game, isn't it? Oh, Audi really put Lewis on the back four there. Will that give Max a sniff? 2 laps to go. Oh, Lewis has got to be careful going into turn 1 now, isn't he? Verstappen is not really letting him go. This is a big one down into... Oh, Max was very close there. He's held on just, hasn't he? But he's got a couple more laps to go. Gap up to half a second. The gap between Gasly and Lawson is a second now. Gasly on the hards, Lawson on the softs. Max has sorted his tyres a couple of times. I must have missed that. He's doing a brilliant job despite that, though. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's gone wide now. Well, he definitely flat spotted it there, did he? That didn't help him in the braking. Just as I said that. I mean, there are plenty of cars for Lewis to see through, so there's still an opportunity with 2 laps to go for Max. If the final lap... If the back markers work for Lewis, then I think we'll be fine, won't we? But we are on the final run. Kimi Antonelli just needs to keep it clean and just pray that it's not a last lap DNF or any issue like we've seen with Mick Hakkinen back in Spain. I think it was 98 or 99, wasn't it? He was absolutely running away with that race, was Mick Hakkinen, and he broke down and Schumacher won. I was over the moon, but it can happen. It's not over till it's over. I've learned that the hard way. Well, it wasn't the hard way. It was to my delight, to be fair. Kimi, nicely, yeah, keep well away from that. He's close to that wall, isn't he? There's only one way this kid knows to race, even on the lap. Kimi Antonelli, 4 in a row. It was a close 4th podium, 4th win, wasn't it? Lewis comes home 2nd, holds off Max Verstappen in the end. What a race. We were spoiled by the sprint race. We've been spoiled by the main race. F1, welcome back. Thank you very much. That was probably one of the best races I've seen for an absolute age. It was nothing short of fantastic. I've loved every minute of that. Absolutely brilliant. What race. What a race. 30 laps of brilliant racing between the 2 Mercedes boys. Thank you, Toto and Mercedes, for letting them race. Well, 44 points for car that took over the number 44. The driver that took over number 44, Lewis Hamilton. Antonelli, is this his championship? I'm not going to get... I feel like Oscar Piastri did this to us last year. And it's like, right, pinch yourself. It can all change. There's a long way to go in this season, but a brilliant 1 and a 2nd place for Lewis Hamilton. A great race from 2 brilliant drivers, to be fair. Absolutely brilliant racing. Whew, I can calm down. But Max Verstappen, he can be happy on the podium. I don't think he foresaw that, especially where the car was. Qualified was a P7, wasn't it? So he's made up, P6, made up 3 places to finish in P3. Well, all down to reliability and the two McLarens shooting themselves. Charles Leclerc, you can be pretty happy with a P4. Not his best weekend, and that's probably why you didn't want to speak to anybody, and including his engineer. 40 seconds off the lead, 30 seconds behind Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Isaac Hadjar, he looked quick in parts, didn't he? Good racing, hard racing with Charles Leclerc, but he'd be happy, I guess, with the P5. Another day that might have cost him dearly with the stop-go penalty, but this weekend and the way this race has gone, he can be pretty happy with it. P5. Franco Colapinto, P6, 14 seconds behind Isaac Hadjar. He drove a pretty lonely late race, a solid race. All he can do, and he's done what Alpine have done, is just, I can't say they've done enough. They're just in that gap now, aren't they, where they need to make quite a decent leap to fight the top four. But they're comfortably ahead of the guys behind, and it shows because he's beat Liam Lawson by 14 seconds. So, a brilliant job. Liam Lawson, he can be very happy with his race result. Points for him. He's been in the shade of his teammate all weekend, but he's gone 37 laps on them soft tyres, and he's managed to hold off Pierre Gasly in the end. Pierre Gasly, P8, pretty decent recovery. He was 4 places behind Franco Colapinto. He'd probably hoped to have finished a little bit closer, but he'd done a pretty solid job. Just couldn't get Liam Lawson at the end. Carlos Sainz, I don't think he thought points would be on the card from P15, but helped from the guys around. And, well, it is one of them race weekends, one of them seasons where you have to make sure you get your car to the finish, because we've seen quite a few reliability issues, despite not seeing as many reliability issues in testing when we got to testing. And that's why they did the initial test behind closed doors, wasn't it? They didn't, the manufacturers didn't have to have the embarrassments that they seen in 2014 when they had the big engine change. That didn't happen in testing, but when we've got to the racing, we are seeing normally 3 or 4 at least drivers drop out. This race we've had 6 DNFs. But yeah, Carlos Sainz benefits, and he's done what he had to do. 2 points again, a really good result for him. Ollie Berman rounds off the last points finish. He can be pretty happy. I can't say he's held off Oscar Piastri, who's behind him. He finished 29 seconds behind him. He had to pit extra and had a 10-second penalty, so that's where that 30 seconds was lost for Oscar Piastri. But I thought that the McLarens would have more race pace in them. I'm not really sure what's happened with them. It was, really interesting from him. Oscar Piastri 11th. Then comes the 2 Audis, Nick Hulkenberg and Gabi Bortoleto 12th and 13th. Pretty comfortable and lonely races for the pair of them. Ocon, a race on his own, 50 seconds nearly behind the Audi of Bortoleto. Stroll was the same, an absolutely country mile behind Ocon, but again, in that Aston Martin, I think they're just looking to make it home. And then we've got Valtteri Bottas, 35 seconds behind the last race finisher. It's where they are, aren't they? The Cadillacs and the Aston Martins are just cheering them, making it home, and hopefully they can fix their issues soon. The DNF, Sergio Perez, he lost his front suspension, didn't he? He found there was an issue down the straight. Luckily it didn't just destroy down the main straight, and he felt it, and then it just basically exploded in the pits or on the way into the pits. Lando Norris, gearbox issue, stopped just at the hairpin. George Russell with a brilliant battle with Lando. Kimi Antonelli was leading. Everything just shut off, he said, and DNF for him, lap 31. Fernando Alonso, retirement. He was fairly early on. Not sure exactly what happened with him. Alex Albon, I don't know if that was a retirement because of the whack he got after Oscar Piastri. He did stop pretty soon after that, so I'm pretty sure it was. And Arvid Lindblad stopped very, very early on. And that is the last of the finishers. But yes, what a race. Good result. Yes, absolutely. Charles won't be very happy. No, he won't be very happy, will he, at all, Kimmy? I don't think. It was a very, very good job from Franco Colapinto. He drove the race absolutely as he needed to. Midfield seems big. Yeah, the gaps are crazy, unless we forget the poor groundhogs. Yeah. Next, we got the drivers now. Kimmy, he was not going to complain, is he now? He's just got 25 points on his teammate, so all will be forgotten after the sprint. With George, pretty much on the limit. Not easy today. With the wind, turn 10 was difficult. Gusty lockups into the hairpin was the order of the day early doors with the two Mercedes boys, wasn't it? It was a very cool and good battle. It would have been. He'll take it. Absolutely, he'll take it. It's 25 points and a 44-point lead in the championship. 4 wins back to back. He's dominated this championship so far. And can he do it in Monaco? Up next, 2 weekends to go. 2-week gap. And got some graining. Struggled with tire temperature initially, said. Looking forward to the next one. Monaco belongs to Charles. It absolutely does. Where top end speed isn't the big deal. Lewis can't hear anybody. Lewis Hamilton. High kick and overnight. Is there any more you could have done? Well, no, P2. I mean, he wasn't going to win, was he? This was, it's almost like a win for Lewis Hamilton, isn't it? If Ferrari don't stuff him up again. Yeah, let's hope not. But their car should be good in Monaco. They don't need the top end. The smaller air turbo will help them. Acceleration and off the lights. But although we've seen all the cars fix that, Lewis saying he loves this track is, well, big podium for him. We went all season without a podium last season, and Lewis is definitely more the Lewis we know with this car, isn't he? Second podium for him. Team working really hard in the factory. Straight line speed is the big problem, and we've got the result here in Canada where it counts, so it's not the worst engine. And we've got the Aduo engine upgrades percentages to be confirmed after Canada, so we'll see who can bring what and how quickly they can bring them engine upgrades. Max Verstappen now. Max, happy with the result? Yeah, I think so. Well, you would definitely. Good battles and racing up front. First podium. Really positive. Very happy. Good battle with Lewis at the end. He was happy. Pushed to the line. Crazy back-to-back weekends. I mean, he's been done a 24 hours of Nordschleife. And anybody watching, and can't promote it enough, that was probably one of the best 24 hours of racing I've ever seen. The night racing was incredible. I can't just say it's just Max Verstappen. Even the guy that beat him because of his DNF was absolutely incredible. Just seeing them cars flying around that track in the dark was one of them moments where you thought, I wish I was there. That was the top. Is Lewis married to Kim Kardashian? They can call their kids East and South. Well, they've already got North, haven't they? Oh, jeez. I mean, that is a weird couple if ever you saw one. Him and Nicole look good. That I do any of this sort of celebrity things, but there we have it. Kimi Antonelli, 4 race wins back to back. Young 19-year-old is driving like an absolute beast, isn't he? An absolute machine is Kimi Antonelli. That was Canada. You have spoiled us. That was a brilliant day of sports for me. Man United have won 3-0. Pep Guardiola retired for Man City, so that'll be the back of them, and they won't win any more titles. So on the football front, a very red day. Lewis Hamilton on the podium is always nice to see for me. And Kimi Antonelli reigns with victory. Revenge is... Go Liverpool! Get out of here, man. Kimi Antonelli gets his sweet revenge after being shoved off track by George Russell, and a travesty that the steward did not look into that. But I'm glad that the framework that, and not the papaya rules that Toto was very eager to cut out, it was... we're working to a framework, and it is you treat your fellow teammate and drive against them like they're any other driver. And that is music to every F1 fan's ears, whether you're a fan of Mercedes or not. You cannot get not excited by these two racing like they did for 31 laps. That was absolutely brilliant. Oh, we've got the drivers in the... Sorry, as I just talked to the cool down room. Max and Lewis. They look like they're best of friends now, don't they? Max saying down that back straight. Lewis saying the power cuts off, and that's why they're so good. Max complimenting Lewis through turn 6. He was very good through there. Lewis saying he nearly went with it and switched at the last moment. Well, he dodged a bullet with that decision, didn't they? Going with the dry tyres. It's just the Lewis and Verstappen cool down row show. In comes the main man, race winner, Kimi Antonelli. Max enjoyed the show as well of them two fighting. Oh, they've cut off from the... I don't know why they cut off from the audio in the cool down room. They're hardly swearing. Is Max looking at being Hamill's teammate in the future? I wonder. Well, I think that's not happening. That is it. I was half expecting Lewis to just, if it goes bad and it continues bad for him this season, he might retire. But he's come good, hasn't he, Lewis Hamilton? And he wants to go on ahead of his contract, which finishes in 27. He's shut down and said, people want to see him retire, but I'm here to stay. Is that just to put the rubbish away and just concentrate on the racing and enjoy it for the last year instead of having stories about him leaving? But they've left the chat, unfortunately. It was... one of the highlights of the race, isn't it, when you hear the drivers in the cool down room, especially when you've had a spicy race. Well, surprised it's not been between the two Mercedes. It looked like it would be a 1-2. But what a race thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute cracker. I'll be doing a quick race review, and it'll be, well, a lot of talk about the two Mercedes and the racing that they had. But what a Canadian Grand Prix. You have absolutely delivered. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Kimmy and Prime Cat, for your comments and watching along. It's massively appreciated. It's good as he stays in one. Too many new drivers. We need people like Lewis to stay. Absolutely. Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, Bottas and Perez back as well. Interesting that we've got some of the old heads still in Formula One, and we've got these young boys keeping us excited, aren't they? These whippersnappers, in terms of, as you call him, Isaac Hadjar, Kimi Antonelli, just spicing up a new generation of Formula One. And it's, well, are we witnessing a young star's rise? 4 out of 4 wins. Well, it's not out of 4, is it? It's out of 5, but it's a brilliant run from Kimi Antonelli. He looks absolutely unstoppable. But 2 weeks to Monaco. Thanks for watching. I'll be putting up a review of the race and then driver ratings middle of the week at some point. And then we head to Monaco for one of the flagship Grand Prix. Probably not the most exciting Grand Prix, but qualifying on Saturday is going to be fantastic. And I imagine it'll be just between the two McLaren Mercedes boys. But can the Ferraris throw their hat in the mix? 2 weeks to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Massively appreciated. Please give it a thumbs up, the video, if you've enjoyed the watch along. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. As always, I'll see you